All right, here we go. Kicking off Monday Night Raw. This is I was about to call it the Valentine's edition of Monday Night Raw, but it turns out this is the February 16th edition of Monday Night Raw. This is the one that kicks off, the go home to Fastlane, and this show opened up with a big hit. This one had John Cena coming out, confronting Rusev. This was the John Cena comedy hour to kick off the beginning part of Monday Night Raw with basically John Cena coming down, and I don't know how I would have done it. I mean, I don't know if I would have, had John Cena in the back or maybe done some makeup to him. But the problem that John Cena was having with his eye last week, he wasn't having with his eye at all this week either. So basically, everything that was done last week to build fire for the John Cena versus Rusev match was put out. Last week, we were to believe that Rusev was trying to tear John Cena's eye out of his socket, and it looks like John Cena came right off of a movie set in order to be at Monday Night Raw tonight. And basically, Cena came out there, and I just was in wow, he doesn't even look hurt. I can remember from listening to the Rick Steiner shoot interview from RF Video. I don't remember what the feud was, but this is old NWA, WCW stuff where somehow Scotty had been attacked, and before they went out for their pay-per-view match to draw that big baby face, feel sorry for him. Basically, Scott Steiner sat down in a chair and let Rick Steiner continually punch him in the eye until the eye swelled up enough that they thought they were ready to go out there. I'm not saying that John Cena needed to have somebody come over and put some muscle into him. I'm saying that John Cena needed to sit in that makeup chair and make that eye look like it looked like he was about to fall out of its socket or something like that. Because as of right now, I don't care anything about John Cena versus Rusev. I know that he took a lot of heat last week from calling himself the old man, and that John Cena never should be trying to refer to himself as the old hero, and seeing how he is the number one guy, even though they've been trying to push him out of that seat for a while now. And one of the biggest storylines going on in WrestleMania stuff right now is that basically that they're trying to find the next big star. Trying to find out who's going to be the guy to take down Brock Lesnar and become that number one guy. And no one has been able to step up to that plate yet and be able to hit that home run. Well, I don't know, man. Basically, Cena said that Lana said that he lost a step. That's not the way that I remember it. And that basically he was going to take the fight to Rusev, or Rusev appeared at the top of the ramp. From there, basically Rusev and Lana, sort of went back and forth with Cena, and then Cena just basically said, I'm going to go up there, I'm going to whoop your ass. And when Cena got there, Rusev wasn't ready yet, and Cena did put the beat on him, and he left him laying there at the top of the ramp, much like Rusev left Cena last week. This time, standing over him, doing the "you can't see me" and getting all fired up, and from there, basically, yelling at Rusev that anyone can be beat. Anyone can be beat. Well, let me tell you what, Cena. At Fastlane, you're the guy who's going to get beat. No doubt in my mind, Cena's taking the loss here. Alright, I know that it's been rumored for the past few months about what is going down with Bray Wyatt and these backstage promos, but can we all agree that Bray Wyatt's going to be taking on The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31 after this promo? Basically, Bray Wyatt, he entitled this promo that it's coming, and basically, he started out this promo talking all about this other being, and basically him losing all respect for everything that he had. It has to be they're talking about The Undertaker. Has to be that he's talking about Undertaker losing to Brock Lesnar, that the streak is no more, and Bray Wyatt saying that he had so much respect for this man, but he's lost it and it's gone out of the way. And we see Bray Wyatt, I don't know if this is supposed to be some sort of a simile or a pun or whatever it is, basically with him driving the nail into the coffin. The guy's building a freaking coffin in the back. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. And this match, to me, honestly, I can see them thinking that, Undertaker's been a part of the last 21 and 1, so that's 22. He missed 24 years of WWE. He missed WrestleMania 16. He missed WrestleMania 10. 10 was due to the fact that they didn't have anything for him. 16 was due to the fact that he was injured, I do believe. But, he's been a part of WrestleMania for so many years that you got to bring him out. WrestleMania is the point of, I would think that when you go to the Ticketmaster thing, it says that it's tickets almost all gone. It has that little warning that the show is almost sold out. I know they want to sell as many tickets as they can. I know that the WWE Network subscriptions are over 1 million, but I don't know. I mean, Undertaker at this point, the pictures that I've seen, what does Undertaker really bring to the table for WrestleMania 31? Are people that crazy about seeing this guy? I know that my friend Archie that's going to be coming with me, he really wants to see the Undertaker wrestle at WrestleMania. But to me, I've seen this so many times. And, I kept saying that, let Undertaker wrestle as long as he can. Because at WrestleMania, he really shows up at the stage. I know it's the only match that he wrestles most of the time during the year. But, if you think about it, the WrestleMania versus Batista, WrestleMania versus Edge, WrestleMania versus Shawn Michaels, both of them, WrestleMania versus Triple H, WrestleMania versus CM Punk, were all the best matches of WrestleMania. Some of the best matches that WWE would have in the whole, calendar year. But last year against Brock Lesnar, I know that he got a concussion very early on in the match, but that match was bad. That's one of the matches that you take Undertaker out to the pasture and you say, look, man, I appreciate everything you've done. If you want to hang around in the back and you want some sort of a job, you deserve it. You've always been a locker room leader. I haven't heard a whole lot of stories about you helping people out, but I have heard a lot of stories about you keeping order in the back and making sure the locker room doesn't get overrun and, somebody getting too big of a head. If there's something that we can do to help you out, we'll let you work as much as you want to work, but you're done working in the ring. I mean, you bring this guy out every once in a while on an old school Raw or something like that and say, the Undertaker's here, and maybe you have him tombstone somebody out of the middle of nowhere because he's the fucking Undertaker. I don't want to see this match. I don't know what this is going to bring to the table. I don't see Undertaker losing again. You're not going to make up for the imperfection in the streak. It's not going to say, he beat Bray Wyatt, so it erases everything that we remember from last year with Brock Lesnar. I don't know. I mean, you do restart the streak, 1-0. I know that, Joe DiMaggio's hit streak is one of the biggest sort of consecutive games sort of thing that I can remember. It's one of the biggest record I can think of. And, it's probably a record that's never going to be broken in this day or in this age. But then again, I thought we would never see another Triple Crown winner, and we did get one of those. But, I don't know, man. Undertaker starting the streak up again, going 1-0, beating Bray Wyatt doesn't get us anywhere. With, going from there and saying, Undertaker loses to Bray Wyatt and loses again. I just don't see it happening. No way in the world. Bray Wyatt can say it's coming all day long, and it probably is, but I'm not that excited about it. Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight. We're talking all about Monday Night Raw, February 16th, 2015. In this edition, we had the return of Dusty Rhodes to WWE Monday Night Raw. He was going to be showing up to town. I believe Raw was in Orlando tonight. And with this, basically, he was going to try and fix the just tension between Goldust and Stardust, basically putting the Rhodes family back together. Basically, you go back to that awesome storyline of the Rhodes coming together, Goldust coming to his brother's need, and having the awesome match against Randy Orton against Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw. Of course, Randy Orton was able to beat Goldust, but somehow the Rhodes family was able to talk their way into a second chance. Basically, if Goldust and Cody Rhodes were able to secure the win over the Shield at the Battleground pay-per-view, then they would be given their jobs back and be the tag team champions. And the Rhodes were able to ride together, and they were able to pull together a great match. Some people said it was one of the best matches of that year in WWE. And from there, basically, they rode the success being the tag team champions for as long as they could before finally losing the belts and then going on to some sort of a storyline where basically Cody Rhodes morphed into Goldust, and that's where we are today. I remember that when Cody Rhodes, came into WWE, I really thought that he wasn't really going to be much, and since then he's really, blown my mind. And when they did the whole thing when basically the Authority fired Cody Rhodes for saying what they said, that Randy didn't need the Authority behind him, that Randy was a good enough guy to wrestle on his own. He didn't need this backup. And basically Triple H said that he was going to fire Cody if he wasn't able to beat Randy Orton that night on Monday Night Raw. I thought that this was going to be moving Cody Rhodes into being a big deal. I mean, like more than the Intercontinental Champ, more than the Tag Championships. I'm talking about like World Heavyweight Champion status. Cody Rhodes is a great wrestler. He might be a little bit oversized, but in my mind, Cody Rhodes has got it. And I've been really rooting for this guy to get there to a long time. And basically, it looked like Dusty was able to talk to both of these guys. Dusty was able to, to call Cody without him flipping out. And, Goldust went for the, the little point. And instead, Cody shook his hand in support. And they went out there and they wrestled a match against a New Day. And the match, it was what it was. Dusty didn't go down to the ring. Dusty stayed in the back. And basically there was a point in the match where Goldust and Cody were double teaming on, I believe, Xavier Woods. It might have been Kofi Kingston. Biggie Langston was on the outside. But Cody went for a move where it looked like he was trying to kick Kofi in the head. He was able to move out of the way, and instead of kicking Goldust on accident, both guys sort of caught each other. They made sure that they were all right. Cody got bounced from the ring. From there, Kofi was able to get the pin on Goldust, and Cody just went into shock mode. He was able to get, he couldn't believe that he had lost another match, but he got in there, he scooped his brother up, and it looked like they were patting each other on the back, saying, hey, we lost this one, we'll win the next one, where the Rhodes brothers will ride together. But as Goldust got his head together and went to leave the ring, Cody grabbed him and hit him with the crossroads, leaving him right there in the ring. When he got to the back, Dusty went up to him, basically said, hey, what are you doing, Cody? That's your brother. And basically Cody went on a long rant, basically stating, that things hadn't been going his way in WWE, and basically Cody Rhodes was dead. He couldn't live in the backseat of his polka-dotted freak of a father, and Goldust as well, and being Stardust is his way to move on to the future. I'm not the biggest fan of the Stardust character. I think it's run its course. I don't know how you get this off of him. I'm guessing that this is leading to the match that the Rhodes family has been seeking of Cody Rhodes versus Goldust at WrestleMania. I don't know if maybe this means that Goldust wrestles Cody. He would put the gimmick on the line, but even then, if you do Goldust versus Cody at WrestleMania, are you really going to have Goldust beat him? I mean, it's not the end of the world if Cody Rhodes loses a singles match at WrestleMania, but this is sort of like moving forward. Are they going to give it to Goldust as a crowning achievement? I don't know, but hopefully tomorrow night we'll see a match get announced for I was going to say Payback, but this is going to be Fastlane, and we can go from there and see where it moves. As of right now, the card is so soft, I would guess this would have to be on the main card and not put into the Mountain Dew kickoff of the Fastlane pay-per-view, but we'll have to see when all the cards come down. But we'll keep watching Raw, and more videos to come. All right, this is probably my favorite segment from Monday Night Raw tonight. Was basically Triple H coming out and responding to Sting's response last week, basically of Triple H last week having a demanding that Sting show up and have a face-to-face with him, telling him if he would have a face-to-face with him at Fastlane the next week. Yeah, that's basically the way that I described last week's segment on Monday Night Raw. But basically, this was no doubt Sting wasn't going to be there, but Triple H came down there basically to tell the WWE Universe that he wasn't scared of Sting, that basically he was going to be able to hold his own. And during this promo that Triple H was having, he was surprised by his good friend and confidant Ric Flair, who came down to the ring, surprising Triple H basically talking about all the history that him and Sting had basically of Sting taking him to the limits at the Clash of the Champions, and then also in the last edition of Monday Nitro, taking him and being able to beat him as well. Triple H was able to say that basically since that last edition of Monday Nitro, Sting has been hiding in the leads, basically hasn't stepped up to the plate, never been in the WWE, so he's never played on the big time, and basically at Fastlane, he's going to get it. They're basically giving away the fact that these guys are going to fight. They're going to have a match. I'm guessing that at Fastlane, you're going to be seeing... I don't think that this table's going to be set where basically there's a contract signed for these guys to fight. But something's going to happen to the point where, basically Sting's probably going to hit another, Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H. And Triple H is going to be laying for the fact of, as the addition, was rolling on and Ric Flair told, Hunter that basically from watching... Basically, he doesn't want Sting to be able to sneak up on Triple H. Triple H isn't a full-time wrestler anymore. He's a businessman. He's the CEO of the company. He's making moves. He's running NXT. And he's not what he once was. He didn't say those words. That's basically the point that he was getting to. He's not going to be able to see it coming anymore. Sting is a great talent. But, honestly, he hasn't been playing on Triple H's level for the last while. So if anybody needs to be living up to what's going down, I think the one that you need to be looking at is hoping that Sting's going to be able to come out there. Triple H is probably the best guy that Sting can have a match with. I know it's not the match that we've all been waiting for. We've all wanted this Undertaker versus Sting match. It's probably never going to happen. But this is probably the best thing that could happen. But basically, Triple H was so obsessed with making sure that he was going to get the best of Sting at this point. He shoved Ric Flair on his butt and basically yelled at Ric Flair that, I tell everybody that I'll never be Ric Flair, but when it comes to kicking Sting's ass, you'll never be Triple H. And this Hunter got more and more angry, and that it basically just trying to get the point across that at Fastlane he was gonna beat Sting's ass. There was going to be a fight, and that Sting will never show his face in WWE again after Fastlane. So the table has been set to see what is going on between these two guys, and we'll see what happens at Fastlane. But my guess is that Sting's going to be laying Triple H out, and we're going to be setting the table to see when this contract's going to be signed for WrestleMania 31. Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the February 16th edition of Monday Night Raw. Little tidbits along the way. Today we got the reunion of the primetime players. Millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. You can't go wrong with that, man. Darren Young making a lot of headwind in the last few days, basically going off about basically WWE going over to Abu Dhabi with this tour and not letting him go on it. I don't think that he went on it for his own protection. Abu Dhabi is a place that's very strongly against women, very strongly against gays, and I think for his own protection he wasn't involved on the tour. He's been used on a lot of house shows, but he hasn't been on TV, and God knows however, since he's been last injured, however, whatever the injury was or whatever it was. Breaking up the primetime players was one of the biggest mistakes that WWE's done. The primetime players were a pretty good tag team division in WWE has always sucked, pretty much, but they try their best sometimes to get guys over. With the primetime players, they had the, did they break up last year at Extreme Rules? Was it a strap match, or am I getting that confused with primetime? I'm having a little bit of a hard time. I know that they had a match, and I'm pretty sure that Titus got the win. From there, Titus went down to developmental, trying to get himself over and get started as a singles career. Darren really faded off into oblivion, and we never really saw him again. But I'm pumped to have the millions of dollars back. Hopefully, this is a good long little thing. Maybe it'll be the preview to Fastlane, the pre-show. Maybe they'll have a match. Maybe they'll wait until next week's Monday Night Raw, or maybe they'll do the payoff on SmackDown. Who knows? But I'm pumped to have them. Basically, they got into a little bit of fisticuffs on the pre-show match, where basically Darren Young challenged the Ascension to a match on the show where he would have his own specialty mystery tag partner. I think everybody knew it was going to be Titus. But before Titus could come out, the Ascension attacked Darren Young, laying him out. When Titus came down to make the sale, and they never got the match. So that was it, but I'm pumped. Millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. Yeah. WWE with a very fun ending to Monday Night Raw tonight. Tonight was the 2/16/15 edition of Monday Night Raw. Main evented by Daniel Bryan versus Big Show. Of course, they had to go through the corporate rundown tonight with basically Roman Reigns having a match earlier in the night going up against Corporate Kane. Daniel Bryan going up against Big Show. And to add fuel to the fire to the big, rivalry match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Both of these guys think that they deserve to be in the WrestleMania 31 main event. Roman Reigns, of course, was the guy who won the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan is the guy, of course, who won the championship at WrestleMania 30. And he says that he never lost the championship, even though we all remember him losing a normal match to Bray Wyatt just a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble. He's sort of using this as his fuel to the fire, trying to get in there. So basically, they have made the match. If Daniel Bryan is able to beat Roman Reigns, he will go on to WrestleMania 30. And if Roman Reigns beats Daniel Bryan, he's still going on to WrestleMania 31 to wrestle in the main event there. But this one ended in a DQ pretty much as Big Show and Bryan, fought around in the ring. This was a good match. Well, as good of a match as Big Show could have in the main event of Monday Night Raw. I don't know, man. It just sometimes just grows on you. Daniel Bryan, having an opponent like Big Show or Corporate Kane week in, week out, there's only so much you can do with these guys. I know that they can play off the fact that Daniel Bryan is small and the Big Show is big, but, this is a match we've seen at least 100 times in WWE on Raw or on SmackDown. They probably had a pay-per-view match somewhere along the way as well when Big Show was pissed that Daniel Bryan cashed in on him, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. This all came down to that basically Roman Reigns came down to the ring. He wasn't on commentary, but was standing next to the commentary table. Basically, Big Show went to throw Daniel Bryan into the barricade on the outside, but he threw him right into Roman Reigns, who caught Bryan. Bryan, sort of got up and did the man thing, like they were hugging and just sort of pushed him off. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And at that time, Roman Reigns took a spear from Big Show because Daniel Bryan, saw Big Show coming and was able to move out of the way. Big Show and Daniel Bryan got back into the ring where Daniel Bryan looked like he was about to finish the match off. He went up to the top rope to deliver a big, huge, flying drop kick that he gives in a lot of the matches and get the win. But out of nowhere, as Big Show was dazed, Roman Reigns came running in out of the ring with the big Superman punch to knock out Big Show and steal the shine away as I guess Big Show would get the victory from Roman Reigns in the outside interference. But basically because of this, as Roman Reigns stood there and gloated and basically being able to knock out the Big Show as he, scurried back up the ramp laughing at what was about to happen, they had set the perfect trap because Daniel Bryan was pissed that Roman Reigns interfered in the match. I don't know why Daniel Bryan cared about this win so much, or maybe it just bugged him that this, young guy is moving in on his spot and he wanted to make sure he got it. Daniel Bryan was up on that top rope already, and he did jump off and deliver a flying drop kick into the chest of Roman Reigns, which sent him flying out of the ring. He got back up, and he started to scuffle with Daniel Bryan, and he threw Daniel Bryan out of the ring, which he got back in, and these guys started to roll around like this was a cat fight during the Attitude Era or back in ECW. When I was watching this, I just kept on saying, I am not really excited to see this match at Fastlane at this point. This is the go-home show. This is the one to send everybody like, I gotta see this match. I am working on Sunday, but there's no way in the world I'm going to work that shift. I'm going to trade. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to call in sick because I make sure I don't want to miss Fastlane. They didn't do it. They didn't step up to the plate. Basically, the referees came running down to the ring, trying to break up this fight after it went for way too long. And once they were able to get them all separated, Daniel Bryan had extended his hand in sort of like friendship and bring them back together. We just saw them wrestle in the hour-long match on SmackDown on what day is SmackDown? On Thursday last week, and now here they are brawling their eyes out, and after the handshake, it wasn't over because they continued to brawl, spilling into the crowd with referees jumping and trying to, stop these guys from fighting, and Raw, went off the air as these two guys were brawling. These guys are fighting, but I know the WrestleMania 31 is on the line, but I think everybody knows what's going to happen at this match. I don't think anybody is looking forward to seeing any kind of a clean finish, that more than likely this is going to be some sort of a screw job deal where it ends up being a three-way with Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar involved in the big main event, which is going down. Unless Brock Lesnar does show up at Fastlane, and we get a cash in from Seth Rollins, which was what I was really thinking might go down with Randy Orton making his debut at Fastlane. But if Brock doesn't show up, there's nobody for Seth Rollins to cash in on. So I don't know, man. Screwy stuff, screwy time. There's still this week's SmackDown, which will be filmed tomorrow. Maybe we'll get more of a leaked news about what's going to be filling in this card. But as of right now, I can say this is probably the least show that I've been hyped for on a WWE pay-per-view in a good long time. Long time. I'm not even talking about the last year. I'm talking about a long damn time. I missed you, Elimination Chamber.